And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Transport Fever. Just about to have the first train load up with tools. For some reason I don't have any machines yet, which is kind of weird. Let's see, machines. Yeah, I could... Oh yeah, I probably just had... Do I have steel? I do have steel. So for some reason I didn't make any machines, but that's okay. Tools is okay too. So we're just about to have it actually load up with the first batch of tools. We got 110. Oh, it's loading up actually pretty fast. Which means we had something drop off steel. Don't have really any planks to speak of. But we should load up quite a few tools. As you can see, the finances, he hasn't made any money yet. So this has lost us 2, 4.5, 5 million. By the time he delivers, it will be even more than that. So do we have any more supply coming in? We have 48 steel there, 150 planks there, another 52 steel, another 90 planks. So we're starting to get 63 steel, 52 planks. We're starting to actually get some supply coming in, which is excellent news. Not sure how much these are making. He hasn't made any money yet either, but these aren't losing us all that much money either. So, but you need more of them. That's the trade-off. You know, they only cost, 170,000 a year, but you need 5 of them or 6 of them or 10 of them. So, kind of in the end of it, it's pretty much evens itself out. If I had trains running this steel over, it would be a little bit faster, I guess, but not too much. So let's see, how many tools does he have? Oh, almost a full load. So let's speed this up a little bit. Get him. Oh, you see the little bump that he hit? Yeah, that's because I didn't clear the road out first. So I'm gonna probably want to do that when the system gets a little bit heavier. I don't like having those major bumps. But I'm doing super fast speed right now just to get this guy into the station. There he comes. And let's zoom in on him here. And again, the train is not the color of everything else. So we're going to set the color of him. 6.8 million for that little drop off. And now most of the tools, or a lot of the tools, coming up here, because he only covers very little of the commercial. Just this little fringe area of the commercial he covers. But it's enough because these demand quite a lot more. So we should now show a few tools. We haven't delivered the rest of them yet, but we have a little bit more to show for it. We still have a little bit of fuel up here. I'm going to probably want to put a few Peterbilts on that line. So let's buy some blue Peterbilts. These hold 19. So I'm going to do 5 of these. And this is Indianapolis Commercial Supply. Put a little bit more capacity into this system. I mean, it's not really all that much. When we get the Freightliner, I modded the Freightliner so it carries 50 instead of like the 21 or something that it does carry, just because when your cities get big enough, they're going to be demanding so many resources, it's nearly impossible to move them all with trucks if you're only moving 21 at a time. But moving 50 at a time, you're able to really supply what you need to supply. Yeah, our construction material train is just making us money hand over fist here. So yeah, we need to look at replacing some trains because they are getting old. And I was looking at them, you know, like the train was telling me, I'm pretty sure train 1 was old. So if we look at that, it's 37 years. And it's like, why is it telling me that's old if it's only 37 years old? Well, I think it's because of the carriages. So the train itself, where's train 1? There it is. So I'm not sure what carriages these are, but I'm pretty sure it's the carriages that are actually old and not the engine. So let's work on getting these things replaced. So there's 120 capacity. And as such, I want to kind of look at... I may need to spend a little time in upgrading the catenary because I need my entire line to be electrified, and I will need it eventually anyway. So I might as well put a little of that work in now and save me some heartache later. So we've got like this line, this branch here. All my stations should have it. Oh, road vehicles. Detroit. Place. Set. Yellow fishbowl. Yes. And this is Windsor to Detroit. Replacement. This is like a lighter yellow. Fishbowl. Yes. And I'll look at those later. I need to get back to electrification. Just be careful when you select these that you don't select the station. Because you can click into the station. And if you do that, it's essentially like an upgrade to the station and it'll clear out everybody that's in there. Which isn't what we want at all. So I want to make sure everything is kind of kosher here. And just go ahead and upgrade. It kind of selects whatever is on your screen. So if you're zoomed way in, it will only select a little bit. If you're zoomed out, you'll select a lot. Okay, where are those hitches coming from? I do not know. It shouldn't be hitching that bad. I'm going to try to make sure to get it all, because if you miss a little bit here or there, your trains will end up just stopped. Or what happens is if there is no path for an electric train and you replace an electric train onto the track, it actually won't go through the replacement process. It'll just kind of get stuck and the train will never replace itself. So this path here, it's weird that there's little piecemeal areas. So all the way up here, that's electrified. None of this is electrified. And this is the cow path. So let's get that electrified as much as we can. And this probably, I'm guessing this increases slightly your maintenance for all of your track, but it's such a minor hit compared to how much money we're making that it's really easy to do this early on. Ooh, what do we get? What do we get? A AMD EAEM 7. Kind kind of hard to see with all this smoke. But I'm going to want to upgrade at least the passenger lines to be as fast as possible. Yeah, we got a little bit here that isn't upgraded. Trying to get all of these upgraded with all this steam. It's kind of tough. The tunnel looks like it's already done, which is good. This line here isn't done. And that going in there is done. Should have done this a while ago. Save me from having to do it now. Oh, we got a little... Yeah, see, stuff like this, the entire train wouldn't replace because that's missing. So if you're trying to replace a train and it's not replacing, check your electrification. If you're trying to replace like a steam train with an electrified train, because that is the common mistake in replacing, why stuff doesn't replace the way you want it to. So I think all the northern ways are done. Looks like the western is done, and now it's just all of these. All these spurs I want to get done as well. Make sure these are good to go. And this whole line, which used to be just a single track, gotta electrify it all the way up to the station. I think the rest of it is probably, yeah, rest of it came a little later, so I already had that electrified. So this little area in here is left. Yes, I even electrified the spurs because I don't know, I don't know what we're gonna do with them in the future. These should all be done. Yep. All the way through there. Okay, now the path to Detroit, I think, is done. All the way up through here. And we should have electrified everywhere else. If not, it will tell me. It will let me know. So, let's do the Chicago line first. And I think that is this train here. So this train, we're going to want to replace. We're going to set it. It's a blue line. So let's pick our engine and be very selective of our engine here. So this EMD, see, a 55-year lifespan on this. Pretty good. 125 miles an hour. Pretty good horsepower. Really expensive to run. But I think this is kind of one of my favorite ones to run mid to late game before we get the super duper ones later on, and especially the flirt levels. So we want one of those. Let's look at carriages now. So these carriages, I have 120. We're going to want probably this one here. But the loading speed is so low. That does take into account how good it works. The Zephyr, the Zephyr only holds 52 passengers. It really isn't. We need way more passengers. We need to move way more passengers than we're moving now. So some of these older ones, only 81 passengers for that. Not nearly enough. So I guess we're going to be stuck with this West Rail for now. And let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, let's do 7. 7 times 21, that is more than 120. So we're going to do yes on this, and we're going to do 25%. And let's pull up all of the vehicles and watch to make sure they start replacing. This one replaced, which is good. So now I want this one here. Is probably the next one to replace. 147 is the new total. And we have a hitch. So it's going to unload very slowly. Then it's going to replace, and then it's going to load right back up again. Good news. I could have left that last 8th car on there. But I didn't. So we're just gonna have to live with it. So this one should replace next. Here we have lots of people waiting to move in Chicago, so this should go a long ways in helping us out. And now it will load 147 people, and I guess only 39 wanted to go down to Indianapolis. All those people must be wanting to go up to Green Bay. Maybe there's a big football game or something, and they want to go up there. Okay, so we're going to set that back to 100% no, because the next time we're going to replace that line, I'm guessing we're going to have the flirts, which is going to be awesome. Okay, next line. Probably, let's pause it again. I'm guessing it's going to be this one, because we've got quite a few trains on this, and we'll be able to replace all of them. So we're going to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the kind of a dirty cyan. And again, EMD, I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll do 8 on this, because this is a pretty heavily trafficked line, and I think 8 will fit, since we've got a pretty small. I mean, the steam engines take a little bit more space than the single one. And if he doesn't replace, I know that there's a gap in the electrification. If he does replace, we're good to go. There we go. So now we'll be able to load up with a ton of passengers. 168 passengers. Let's look at our vehicles. Where are they? Oh, this one just replaced. Good, good, good. No path electric. Okay. That is a problem. So let's look at the whole line. Okay, start at the beginning. Oh, there it is. Twink. There it is. And he's still... Oh, he just had to fill up. Yeah, like I said, there's a little gap. Maybe they fixed the issue where it wouldn't replace if there was a gap, but... a full load of passengers. Which is really, really good. So this one is getting into Columbus. Now we're able to move more people, and we're able to move them faster. Before our top speed was 90, and now our top speed is 125. Now, do we get up to that fast? Probably not, unless it's a pretty long stretch. So maybe from Columbus to DC, we might be able to get up to that level of performance. And of course, we've got our sweet Express on here, which isn't making money whatsoever. Because he's still, even though he's an Express, he still has to wait for all the other trains in here. So it's not, it didn't give us any extra performance on the line. It would have been better to have him be just part of this same line and just add another train to it. Okay, all of the trains are replaced, so therefore I can go no 100%. And all of these can go by the wayside. Okay, there's 2 lines fully upgraded, and now let's see, the Chicago Green Bay is done. I think I want to do the Detroit one next, because this guy is pretty old as well, and I don't think, yeah, there's only 1 train on this one, and he is a hot pink. So add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 25%. I don't think that's a double track either, so that is pretty limiting. Look at Detroit. Remember, this was on the very edge of town over here. This was the town right in here. This was it. And this station has just made this area explode with development, which is awesome for us, because it just means more people are going to move into that area. Let's make sure this track, I'm going to close this for now so it gets rid of that highlight. We're going to go to the track and make sure this northbound track is electrified all the way through. Looks like it is. Make sure right up to it. Okay, good. Because we have quite a few people waiting to leave, so this should help the throughput of the station, which also helps move more people. So more people will then use the lines. So let's speed him up a little bit so I don't forget to turn that off, as well as I need to look at my road networks as well. Check that out. So he should drop off his people. See, 1.7, he's making a good profit. But this will make even more profit, because we're going to be able to ship, 60 more people per trip and do it faster, which just more profit no matter which way you slice it. And we're going to do 100% no. Okay, let's look at our situation. Oh, we're starting to make machines, which is good. Making quite a few materials, and I think we'll be able to double up this line, because he is now fully loading every trip. Look at that profit this year. Almost 14 million in profit just on that one line. So yeah, it can hold a total of 198, and we have more than that waiting here. So granted, the production is sort of limited by my goods delivery. Ooh, look at that, 150 steel and 105. So we're going to get a lot of materials here going strong. How is my supply down here? So we got very little of the machines are being supplied, but way more tools, which is a good thing. And it'll be even better when we double that up. So I'm pretty sure that was 11. So buy trains. It's going to be the dirty cyan, and we're going to have the Alco and boxcar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Make sure the color is the dirty cyan. Can't believe that doesn't take. Oh, we just got the buy level. Darn it. That's a great car to use to move a whole lot of people. So with that train, I'm going to want, it's going to come out of this It's going to come out of here very, very slowly. You can see just how many. Let's see him unload his steel. How much? Oh. 534,000. Not bad. Not bad at all. So he's full, and we already have another 140-ish. 130, yeah, 140 ready to go again. So I think it's time to set this to Indianapolis Tools. So he'll take his sweet, sweet time pulling out of that station. In the meantime, this is going to be on its way to Indianapolis. So that should help drive up even more demand for materials and allow these areas. Look at this steel waiting for us here. Planks is not doing so hot. Why is that? Is it because... Well, why is this? This is just not being nice to me. I might have to increase the frequency on that line. 'Cause I think I have plenty of demand for planks. Yeah, 865 demand. It should be producing a lot, but the frequency of that line is probably low enough to where they're like, you need to give us some more. I wonder what the lifespan is on those ships. They are 50 years. Pretty good. Well, that will have to do it for this episode. We got a couple lines upgraded, and we are starting to move more people, and we're starting to finally deliver tools and machines, which is so awesome. Indianapolis will now rejoice in how much we're doing, and we're just making money hand over fist now, so it's all good. All right, well, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.